What's up, family? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. Today. Hey, yo, man, check this out. Yo, we got a video today. It's called Suicide is Our Problem. How to help suicidal people and those suffering from mental health issues, man. We're about to get into it because this is a very, very, very important topic. So we're about to get into it. Now remember, this is your first time on the channel. Make sure you go ahead and subscribe and join the Whaatwaa family. We are literally the latest family on YouTube, and that's a fact. And also, before we get started, put a like on this video. Remember, if you got a video you want me to react to, get down in the comment section, let me know, and I will get to it, man. Let's go ahead and get into this reaction.
Hi, this is Janie Imani and welcome to Emotional Awareness. And on today's episode, we'll be speaking about suicide and mental illness and how it is not just a first world problem or a white problem, but our problem. So according to the World Health Organization, we know that globally more than 300 million people are suffering from depression, and that every 40 seconds somewhere in the world somebody commits suicide, and that the suicide rates have increased 60% in the last 45 years. And so this has become an increasingly bigger problem in all communities. You know, and I'm so grateful that there's so much more awareness than there was 10 years ago, but I'd like to suggest that we could even be more helpful by tweaking how we speak about suicide and mental health in general. So often when we talk about somebody who's suffering from depression or addiction or suicide, often it's like we see them as those unfortunate people who need help. And it's almost like we feel sorry for them, or sometimes you even hear a sense of pity. It's like we see them as the other and not like us. And I want to suggest that, you know, not only is that not helpful, it's sort of disrespectful, and it drives more disconnection and shame for the person who's going through difficulty. Okay, so let's look at an example. So if somebody says, oh, I don't understand what the point of life is, I can't get out of bed, I don't feel motivated, and you know, that makes you feel very uncomfortable, and so you respond with, oh, maybe you should see a mental health professional because I don't really know how to help you. So what that translates to the other person is that what I'm going through must be so bad that they don't even understand what I mean. So maybe I'm beyond hell, I must be messed up. So that drives the I'm so lonely feeling to begin with, which increases the risk of suicide and depression. But instead, if you said, oh, I'm not sure what to say, but I'm glad you told me and I'm here for you, tell me more, which is an example of an empathic response, that will more likely to leave the person feeling connected. And remember, there isn't really anything that you can say or do for them that can really take away their feeling, but giving them a sense of feeling that you understand them and that they are not alone really goes a long way. So this is it. So that's the bottom line, is that empathy fuels connection and pity drives disconnection, which makes them feel worse. And empathy is a very difficult choice to make because it's hard, right? Because you have to connect to a part of yourself that knows that feeling, right? You would have to be able to connect to your own pain. And so, you know, it's a humbling experience, and that's why a lot of people don't do it. Okay, so let's look at the difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is basically, I feel with you, I am with you in this. It's me too. It's saying, oh, whatever you're going through, I could have gone through it too. I'm not above any situation. And so it definitely takes humility. And so sympathy, on the other hand, is I feel for you. I see you over there where, you know, and that really sucks. And I'm glad I'm over here where this kind of stuff doesn't happen. Okay, so let's look at how to practice empathy. So let's begin by looking at the work of Teresa Wiseman and Christine Neff. So there's like 5 or 6 steps that we can use in order to develop empathy for the person who is struggling. So number 1 is staying out of judgment. We practice non-judgment, right? So basically you just hear it, you're just listening. You're not trying to come to any conclusion of how to solve it. And then you have number 2, which is taking the other person's perspective. And so that's when you ask questions like, what does that mean for you? What is that experience like for you? And you're trying to learn more about their situation. And then number 3, you have sort of understanding what you are hearing, and you're sort of trying to touch within yourself what they are trying to say. So this is where a lot of people ask, oh, but how can I have empathy for a situation that I've never been through? So remember, you're not trying to connect to the situation, but the feeling that they are feeling. So if they're going through depression, then they're probably feeling despair. So you have to think of a time in your life where you felt despair. So remember, you want to clarify what you are hearing, because you don't want to jump to any conclusions or make assumptions. And then you have number 4. So this is where you want to communicate your understanding about their emotion. So you might say, oh, you must feel very sad. And they might turn around and be like, no, I don't feel sad, I feel angry. So, don't worry about being wrong, because even if you are wrong, it will move them closer to the emotion that they are feeling, which is, obviously what you want. And number 5, which is practicing mindfulness. So this is really one of the most important ones, because you want to be mindful of your own emotions. So this is not pushing away emotion because it makes you feel uncomfortable, and neither is it sort of over-identifying with them and jumping into the dark hole with them because you feel so bad for them. Now you've taken on their problem. So remember, mindfulness is more in the middle. So you have here where you're over-identifying with them, and then you have on the other side where you can't even hear them because you've made it your problem. So you want to be sort of more sort of curious and understanding, and know what the boundaries are of where you sort of end and where they start, right? And you want to have some level of separation. And the last one, which I think is really important, is that you need to have some level of trust for their process as well. So if you freak out and you worry too much about them, they're going to feel that too, which makes it more difficult for them to have hope that they will be able to also move away from whatever struggle that they're going through. I also wanted to share Pema Children's quote with you, where she says that compassion is not a relationship between the healer and the wounded. It's a relationship between two equals, and only when we know our own darkness well can we be present with the darkness of others, and compassion becomes real when we recognize our shared humanity. I remember when I worked through a suicide hotline, and this was at the very beginning of my career, and honestly it was just a 4-week simple training where all they did was teach us how to have respect for them and not freak out and be curious and show them sort of compassion and love. And till today it always surprises me how that's all I had to do in order to take them away from that panicky feeling. All I had to do was just show them compassion and common humanity, and again I would see that their panic feeling would go away. But the bottom line is that we can only do that if we know ourselves and we know our own pain. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening, and make sure that you subscribe and share with your friends, and take care. Bye.
Yo, man, Whaatwaa family, man, get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about the video. Also, if you got a video you want me to react to, get down in the comment section, post the link, and I will get to it. Now, yo, mind you guys, I want you guys to make sure y'all, I'm going to post the link to Miss Imani's YouTube channel. I want y'all to go down there, subscribe to her channel, because this is like some good information, and it's like very educational stuff, and it's very positive. Now, let me go ahead and, just talk about certain things that were said in the video. The first thing was 300 million people. Mental health? 300 million people? I think they said it's about what? 2 or 3 trillion billion people, right? That's a lot of people that's suffering through mental health. And I feel like those numbers are actually double that, because a lot of us are going through it, but we just don't go and get that help because it's embarrassing. Like, as you were growing up, it's like, mental issues is like, you got picked on, like, oh, you're mental or something. It was like, so a lot of people, even now, as you grow up, you don't want to admit to having a mental issue, or maybe even you don't even know that you do have it. Now, the one thing that Miss Imani was saying was she was talking about being in bed and not feeling motivated to get up. Now, let's talk about that. Have you ever been in bed and you just sat there and you felt like, not that you were tired, but you just felt like, what am I getting up for? Like, what is life? Like, what am I doing? What am I getting up for? What is the point? Does anybody care if I get up? If I call out of work, would they even care? They might just bring somebody else. What is my purpose in life? Like, when you start feeling in bed, like, even today, even this morning when I was waking up, I was like, I sat in bed so long, not because I was tired, But just thinking about life, like thinking about things that are going on in my life, thinking about things that are going on in my friends and family lives, and it's like a thing where it's giving me depression. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you sit there and you try to understand of like, why am I going through this? Like, why am I feeling tired? Like, why am I feeling disconnected with myself? You know? And watching this video is coming to a point like, yo, Mr. Whaatwaa, you might be going through depression, which, you know, guys, I already know. I know I'm going through depression. I already know that. But it's just like being able to hear it, you know, from a fellow, you know what I'm saying, like a fellow YouTuber, which is a person that has a lot of knowledge. It's like, yo, it's just making me think like dang, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's hitting home, especially like all the facts. And then the other thing that she was saying was the thing about having empathy and sympathy. That right there, I didn't know too much about that. I thought it was good to have sympathy for people, but like she said in the video, when you have sympathy is, I'm feeling sorry for you, but it's because, you know what I'm saying, I'm feeling sorry that you're going through what you're going through, but I'm glad it's not happening to me. That's feeling sympathy. A lot of people feel that way, especially when you're going through something. They're like, oh, I'm sorry you're going through it, but I'm glad it's not happening to me. But then when you feel empathy, I didn't even know that. Empathy is more of a personal connection. Like I know what you're going through. I feel your pain. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting to the point where I don't want people to have sympathy for me or sympathy for anybody. It's more of a connection when you have empathy. Like, I'm emotionally connected with you and what you're going through. You see what I'm saying? And that's when you start to realize and start to understand, like, the people that are with you for you and the people that understand what you're going through. And then the other thing is, it's like, you know, it is kind of embarrassing to even speak to someone about it, because when you start to think about it, it's like their reaction, you know what I'm saying? Because you're going through so much anxiety just telling them about what your mindset, like what you're thinking and what you're going through, and then you're having so much anxiety that's building up because you want to see what the response is. And then if their response is anything that even seems a little hint of negative, you're like you're just down for like the rest of the day, and you're down for like maybe the rest of the month, because it's like, why would I even tell you about my problems? But you don't even care. You know what I'm saying? You don't even care about it. You know? Because at the end of the day, once you hang up the phone or once you go with your life, it's like, you got to suffer through that. I'm glad I'm not suffering through it. You see what I'm saying? So that's why it's so hard to get in front of the camera or even get in front of people and tell them about, you know, going through depression, you know? It's not even like going through any kind of mental thing, depression, you know, high anxiety, you know, even, you know, just thoughts, like, you know, crazy thoughts, you know. And it's like when you have those mental thoughts, it makes you feel like, am I crazy, or am I a bad person, or why am I thinking like this? Like, why is it me thinking like this? Because a lot of times when it happens, it just happens. Like, it's not something that, you know, it just all of a sudden your mind just switched, and all of a sudden you just start having thoughts, and you're like, whoa. And these thoughts don't go away like you would think, like, okay, tomorrow when I wake up, it's gonna go away. As soon as you wake up, boom, the thoughts come right back. You might get a time in the day where you might forget about it, but then something happens and it triggers it. And then you're fighting yourself to stop thinking like that, but it just keeps going and 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 going, to the point that you just don't feel the same no more. You literally feel like you're being attacked. Like, mentally feel like you're being attacked and getting mentally drained, and you're just sitting there like, God, why me? Why me? Why me? You know? Wow. Yo, Jenny, thank you so much for a video like this. Whaatwaa family, if you wasn't taking notes, make sure you rewind the video, or if you wasn't taking notes and you want to watch the video again, click the link in the description. That's Miss Imani's YouTube channel. Go to her channel and watch the video, comment on her video, and let them know how strong the Whaatwaa family is, and see if we can come together and just start a community of us just being able to come together that are suffering through a mental illness, or if you feel like you might have some sort of emotional or mental problem, you know, to speak out. You know, remember guys what I was saying at the beginning of the video, how I feel like those numbers are actually double or triple because a lot of us don't come out and say it, or a lot of us don't feel like we are, or we haven't been diagnosed, you know? I really feel like half the world is going through it. That's my honest opinion. I feel like half the world is going through it. I feel like everyone is going through it. At least half the world, you know? Because you want to know why? You want to know why I know half the world is going through it? Because look how social media has blown up. Look how popular it's become. You see what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I was about to say YouTube. The reason why social media is so popular, right, is because people need acceptance from other people. And people need that being congratulated by people that they don't know. People want to feel that love from people that they don't know. They want to feel that acceptance that they maybe are not getting in real life. Once you get off the phone and you put your phone down and you're all of a sudden sad, yeah, you're going through that. You're going through that depression. You're going through that mental state, because social media has come to a point where people are so geared towards likes. People are so geared towards posting pictures and posting things, and it's gotten to the point where I've seen people post something. They'll post a video, post a picture, and if it don't reach a certain number of likes, they will delete it. They will delete that photo. They will delete that video if it don't go viral. Why? Because it's just it's just something that's been programmed, and now we're just so engulfed in being liked. Like, we have to be on social media posting. That's a mental thing. That's a mental thing. If you're so connected to social media so much that you feel that you need love like that from social media, you need likes, you need shares, you need that, then you're going through it. You're going through it. I think we're all going through it. You know, we all want to post something on social media now, and it's getting to the point where now you don't even pick up the phone to call no more. It's like, shoot a text, hit me up on Instagram, hit me up on Snapchat, and then that's it. Sometimes you don't even talk to your friends like that. As long as you like the picture or shared something of them, and then that's all they really need. Sometimes they don't even need you to like actually pick up the phone and call. And then have you ever noticed that social media is so big now that if you're so connected to social media, when you go out and meet people in real life and sit with them, it's like a disconnect, you know? It's like a disconnect because it's the portrayal of what they're portraying out on social media and the internet, that when they get in front of people, they're socially unable to act. I'm sorry guys, I'm trying to, YouTube is weird. Like when you say certain words, they'll try to like delete your video. So I'm trying to stay away from saying certain words, but it's like they're detached from themselves, and then you start to notice that the way they act on social media is not how they act in real life. See what I'm saying? So that is a mental thing. See what I'm saying? Same thing like with people getting on dating sites and wanting to catfish somebody. It's a mental thing. You know, you mentally are not loving yourself. You mentally don't love yourself. You mentally, and looking at yourself physically, you don't love yourself. So you want to portray someone else on the internet. You see what I'm saying? So then when people meet you in the real life, it's a disconnect. It's like, oh, you're not the same person that I thought. Or like same thing with like music artists, you know, or big superstars, you know, movie stars or whatever. You know, any person that you look up and you're like, oh, you know, they're like a celebrity status to me, and then you meet them and you realize that that's not who they are. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a mental thing. It's a mental detachment from who you are, from your soul, you know? So that's why I feel like depression and all the other mental illnesses that are going around that are, you know, it's a real thing. It's a big thing. Just go on social media and look. Just go on social media and look. Wow. Yo, Jenny Imani just like brought out a lot of information, and it was beautiful, man. I really respect it, man. It's your boy, Mr. Whaatwaa. Get down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. If you are going through any kind of depression, get down in the comment section and let us know, man. We need to talk about it. We need to talk about it. If you feel like you are, or you might have some kind of symptoms or anything, go get help. Get help. I know it's hard to like get out there and say it and go out there and, you know, find help, but just get out there and go get help. Trust me. Once you go get that help, afterwards you're going to be feeling so much better. You're going to be feeling so much better that at least you got it out there and you're getting that help that you need. So I family, I love y'all. I will see y'all tomorrow. Why? Because I post videos every day, so please take care. Stay safe. Whaatwaa!